For the past 3 days, my life has been absolute chaos. Out of nowhere, my sister's best friend, let's call her Emily, decided to announce to the world that I got her pregnant. And not just in a private conversation. No, she put it on Instagram, complete with photos of positive pregnancy tests and a long, dramatic caption about how I was abandoning her and our unborn child. The only problem? I've never even met her in person. Emily is my sister Kayla's college roommate. I've heard about her, seen her in the background of FaceTime calls, but that's it. We have never spoken directly, let alone hooked up. And yet, suddenly, she was telling everyone that I had secretly visited her. We'd been sleeping together for months, and now I was ghosting her after she decided to keep the baby. It was so ridiculous that at first, I thought it was some kind of prank. But then Kayla started blowing up my phone, calling me a deadbeat, threatening to tell our parents, and saying she would never forgive me if I didn't take responsibility. I tried to reason with her. Kayla, listen to me, I said, pinching the bridge of my nose, already exhausted from this nonsense. I have never met Emily. Not once. How the hell would I even have gotten her pregnant? She said you messaged her on Instagram, Kayla shot back. That you flew in to see her. Do you hear how insane that sounds? There's literally no proof. She said you deleted the messages to cover your tracks, she interrupted. And she wouldn't lie about something like this, Ethan. I let out a sharp laugh, the kind that happens when you're too frustrated to do anything else. Are you even listening to yourself? That's the dumbest excuse I've ever heard. If I was trying to hide something, why would I be dumb enough to get her pregnant in the first place? She's keeping the baby, Ethan, Kayla snapped, her voice shaking with anger. And whether you like it or not, you're the father. You need to step up. I was so stunned by her blind faith in Emily that I just hung up. What was the point in arguing with someone who refused to see reason? I thought maybe the whole thing would blow over. That Emily would get bored, or Kayla would finally realize how insane she sounded. But then Emily messaged me, demanding money. She was financially unstable and needed help preparing for the baby. I told her I wasn't giving her a damn cent unless she got a paternity test. Her response? How dare you insult me like that? Yeah, because asking for proof that I was the father of a child I definitely didn't conceive was somehow worse than accusing an innocent man of being a deadbeat dad. That's when I knew I was dealing with a scam. I blocked her and, for good measure, blocked Kayla too because she wouldn't stop sending me long, guilt-trippy messages about how I was ruining Emily's life. Then, this morning, I got a message from a guy named Travis. At first, I ignored it because I wanted nothing to do with anyone even remotely connected to Emily. But then he sent me photos, actual pictures of him with Emily, cuddled up, kissing, clearly in a relationship. Travis wasn't just some random guy. He was Emily's ex-boyfriend. And he had a hell of a story to tell. I stared at the message for a long time, debating whether I should even respond. The last thing I wanted was to get dragged into more of Emily's bullshit. But curiosity got the better of me. Me, what do you want? Travis replied almost instantly. Travis, I'm trying to help you, man. I know Emily. And I know exactly what she's doing to you, because she did the same thing to me. That got my attention. We ended up on a call that same evening. The guy sounded drained, like he'd been carrying this weight for way too long. She's baby-trapping you, he said flatly. She tried to do the same thing to me a few weeks ago. I rubbed my temples. Jesus. Tell me everything. So he did. He and Emily had been together for 6 years. High school sweethearts. He thought she was the love of his life, until he found out she'd been sleeping with some guy from a dating app behind his back. She got caught when one of her friends saw her out with him and told Travis. She cried, said it was a mistake, that it meant nothing, he said bitterly. Then, a few weeks later, she tells me she's pregnant. And suddenly, she's talking about marriage, about how we belong together. I felt a sick sense of déjà vu, let me guess. She refused a paternity test? Oh, of course. Said it was disrespectful and that I should trust her. He let out a hollow laugh. But here's the thing. I know she was sleeping with that other guy during the same time. I wasn't about to be played like that. So you broke up with her? Damn right. I did. She lost it. Said I was abandoning my family, that I was a coward. But I didn't care. I wasn't about to get trapped in some nightmare with a woman who didn't even respect me. He paused, then added, but here's where it gets worse. That other guy? The one from the dating app? He was just some dude passing through town. He's long gone. Which means she has no one left to pin the baby on, I finished for him. Exactly. And then, suddenly, you pop up. A guy with a stable job, good money, And my sister's loyalty, I muttered, realization hitting me like a truck. She knew Kayla would believe her, Travis said. That's why she picked you. I ran a hand down my face. This wasn't just some misunderstanding. Emily had planned this. She chose me because I was convenient. My blood boiled. I wasn't some naive idiot she could manipulate. If she thought I was just going to roll over and let her ruin my life, she was in for a wake-up call. Do you have her parents' contact info? I asked. Travis hesitated. I do, but are you sure you want to go there? I'm done playing nice, I said coldly. She wants to fuck with my life? Let's see how she likes it when I return the favor. There was a long pause. Then Travis sighed. All right, he said. I'll send you everything. I thanked him, hung up, and immediately dialed the number he gave me. Emily's dad picked up on the third ring. Hello, Mr. Reynolds? I said, keeping my voice steady. My name is Ethan Carter. I need to talk to you about your daughter. The silence stretched. Then, in a clipped tone, he said, What about her? I took a deep breath. I think you're going to want to sit down for this. There was a long, tense pause on the other end of the line. I could hear the faint sound of a TV in the background, some sports game playing. Then, Emily's dad exhaled sharply. What did she do? His voice was tired, like this wasn't the first time he'd gotten a call like this. I almost felt bad for the guy. Almost. I laid it all out. The Instagram post. The accusations. The fact that I had never even met his daughter in person. How she was demanding money from me while refusing a paternity test. And then, the cherry on top, I told him about Travis. By the time I was done, the TV in the background was off, and I could hear someone, probably Emily's mom, whispering urgently in the background. She told us she was still with Travis, her dad muttered, mostly to himself. That they were happy. That they were planning the future together. She's been lying to you, I said. And now she's trying to pin her pregnancy on me because she ran out of options. There was a sharp noise, like the phone was being shuffled around. Then, a woman's voice, Emily's mom. I'm so sorry, she stammered. I don't know why she would do something like this. This isn't how we raised her. She was afraid to tell you the truth, I said bluntly. And instead of taking responsibility, she decided to ruin someone else's life. Emily's dad came back on the line. His voice was hard now, no longer tired. We'll take care of it. And just like that, the call ended. I stared at my phone for a moment, heart still pounding, adrenaline making my hands shake slightly. I had no idea how they were going to handle it, but I knew one thing for sure. Emily wasn't going to like whatever was coming next. It took less than 3 hours for the fallout to hit. My phone exploded with messages from Kayla. Kayla, what the fuck did you do? Kayla, you ruined her life. Kayla, her parents are making her drop out because of you. I should have felt bad. But honestly, I didn't. Emily tried to screw me over. She lied, manipulated my sister, and demanded money for a baby that wasn't even mine. Now, she was facing real consequences, and Kayla was losing her mind over it. I ignored the texts. Then my phone started ringing. I let it go to voicemail the first few times. But after the 10th call, I finally answered. What? I snapped. What the hell is wrong with you? Kayla's voice was shrill with rage. How could you tattle to her parents like some kind of vindictive asshole? I laughed, but there was no humor in it. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want me to let her scam me out of money? Or ruin my life with a fake pregnancy? She's pregnant, Ethan. You just destroyed her future. I clenched my jaw. She did that to herself? If she didn't want her parents to find out, she shouldn't have lied. She shouldn't have tried to pin this on me. Kayla scoffed. You're such a misogynistic piece of shit. You couldn't just talk to her? You had to go nuclear. I pinched the bridge of my nose, trying to keep my patience. Kayla, listen to yourself. Emily lied. She tried to ruin my reputation. She demanded money for a kid that isn't even mine. And you're still defending her? She was desperate. Oh my God, I muttered, exasperated. Do you even hear how insane you sound? You're defending someone who literally tried to baby trap me. Kayla was breathing heavily on the other end of the line, like she was barely holding it together. You know what? I said. You want to throw your life away for her? Fine. Do whatever you want. But don't expect me to stand by and let her screw me over. And then, before she could yell at me again, I hung up. And this time, I blocked her. For the first time in days, I had some peace. No more calls. No more texts. No more insane accusations. I finally felt like I could breathe. Then, 2 days later, my mom called. I hesitated before answering. I already knew what this was going to be about. Ethan, she said the moment I picked up. Her voice was calm, too calm. Kayla told us everything. I let out a slow breath, rubbing my temple. Did she? She said you got Emily pregnant, then turned her parents against her out of spite. I laughed dryly. Jesus Christ. That is not what happened. Then tell me the truth. So I did. I explained everything. The fake accusations. The Instagram post. Emily refusing a paternity test. Travis reaching out. The way Kayla blindly believed everything, despite having zero proof. And finally, how I told Emily's parents because I had no other option. By the time I finished, there was silence on the other end. Then my mom sighed. I don't understand what's gotten into your sister, she murmured. She's always been so level-headed. But this is something else. She's obsessed with defending Emily, I said bitterly. It doesn't matter what proof she's given, she's made up her mind, and nothing's going to change it. My mom was quiet for a long time. Then, finally, she said, your dad and I will talk to her. I wasn't sure if it would make a difference. But at least now, someone else was seeing how ridiculous this whole thing was. A few hours later, my mom texted me. Mom, we talked to Kayla. She refused to listen. Mom, so we gave her a choice. Either she apologizes to you and cuts Emily off, or we stop paying for her tuition. I stared at the screen. I hadn't expected them to go that far. Me, what did she say? Mom, she screamed at us. Said we were controlling her, that we always loved you more. Mom, when we didn't back down, she hung up. I let my phone drop onto the couch, leaning back with a heavy sigh. This was getting worse and worse. Kayla wasn't just blindly loyal to Emily, she was willing to ruin her own life over this. And for what? A girl who lied to her? Manipulated her? I didn't get it. I still don't. A week passed. Kayla didn't reach out. My parents didn't either. I figured she was still angry, still holding on to whatever twisted loyalty she had for Emily. And honestly, I was tired of it. I wasn't going to chase after her. Then, out of nowhere, she showed up at my parents' house. I wasn't there, but my mom called me right after. She came begging us to reconsider, she said. Told us she would do anything to get back in our good graces. Anything except apologize to you. I laughed, shaking my head. Of course. She still thinks you're the villain in all of this, my mom said, disappointment heavy in her voice. She even started crying, saying you ruined Emily's future. Emily ruined her own damn future, I snapped. I just made sure she didn't ruin mine. I know, my mom said. And your father and I, she hesitated. We told Kayla we were done, that she didn't need to apologize anymore, because we weren't paying for her college either way. That surprised me. Wait, so even if she did apologize, you wouldn't take her back? No, my mom said simply. Because we don't believe she would mean it. I let out a slow breath. Well, Kayla lost it. Threw a fit right there on the front porch, screaming about favoritism, about how we were all cruel, heartless, selfish. My parents shut the door in her face. Told her to figure things out on her own. She came back the next morning. Quieter this time. More desperate. I don't know where she's staying, my mom admitted. She won't say. But she looks exhausted. And she said she's trying to figure out loans, working part-time now. A pang of guilt twisted in my chest. I hated that she put herself in this situation. I hated even more that she still didn't see why. She did this to herself, I muttered, mostly to convince myself. She did, my mom agreed. But that doesn't mean we don't worry about her. That was the last time they saw her. A few weeks later, I got an email. It was from Kayla. Kayla, I took out a loan. My friends helped co-sign. I don't need you or mom and dad anymore. Kayla, I just wanted to let you know that you failed me. You all did. Kayla, maybe I wasn't 100% right. But what you did was still horrible. You didn't try to understand. You just went straight to ruining Emily's life. I stared at the email for a long time. She still didn't get it. She still thought I was the bad guy. I didn't respond. I didn't even know what I could say. Instead, I closed my laptop and let out a long, tired breath. At least it was finally over.